What the fuck?
Guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys.
What's up?
What's going on, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Mike Quinn, the engine builder and pretty much all around head guy at RPM.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we sit around here and play with toys all day.
Yeah?
Tequila.
Yeah.
Mike, what does RPM do? Like, who is RPM?
So RPM mainly is a bunch of individuals we've gathered together with all unique, abilities to build proper vehicles and build proper components for certain types of vehicles depending on what people want.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Mainly we build everything from full-on street cars to full-on race cars. It really depends on what you want, and we can pretty much critique just about anything to what you want.
Okay.
We have a series of meetings throughout each project, and everything is pretty much, you can have it your way. So come through here, we have the engine room through here, and like I said, we have everything from 3 rotors to 2 rotors. We do have 8 3-rotors we're doing right now, along with numerous RX-8s, 2 rotors, turbo setups, and we do old ones too as well. So we have a couple 12As. You don't really see those too much anymore. We have been doing a lot more Holley EFI setups. Full, it's like driving a brand new car, except the car was built in 1982. That's a beautiful thing. And when the customers come in, they've had these cars for 30, 40 years, and they literally hop in, turn the key, and it starts up first crank. Perfect every time. And I tell you what, those guys have never been happy. And get them an extra 40 horsepower.
Yeah.
So, we bring those back to life. We also do, so rotor piston motorsports is very simple, and the fact that it stands for, we work on rotaries and pistons. So, to be honest, I'm the only rotary engine specialist here. Everybody else came from piston backgrounds. So we have a guy that does LS motors, we've got a guy that does super motors as well, or Toyota engines. We've done some Volkswagen stuff, of course LS stuff. We have a couple of those here that we are working on. We have a LS Drift RX-8 that our fab guy Will races and drives. And then we also have a couple Honda guys too as well. They run Honda Challenge. We do a lot of everything here. There's really not much we can't do.
Why the fuck you lying?
Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
Anyway, so come on over here. And then of course a slew of rotaries in all forms. Everything comes into here after it's cleaned. And then we'll either go to porting and then back for a final rinse. Now they can opt for powder coating. We can powder coat just about anything. We do all that in-house as well. You can see there's one engine here, it's all powder coat. And this is a semi-peripheral street port 3-rotor, fully studded and billet front cover with the support bearing. And we are actually in the process of getting his oil pan right. We had a couple holes that were off on it, so we had to fix that, and then his oil pan will be ready to go on. It's a full billet pan. Another rotor I finished up last week. Just put that one together. And then these, they'll come in here and get torn down. So they'll come out of the vehicle, and then cleaning guy will tear down the motor. Everything will go here, and then this will go into a cart, and then start its rotation. And then we have our powder coating area over here. And then we have our fab area and finishing area down here. And we have a couple of the guys here. This motor is factory, but tested very good. So we're gonna send it as is. We just put our whole kit on it. And then he's gonna come back next year for a built motor. So we critique everything to the JP3 battery tray so that we can still keep the battery in the original location, and none of these guys need to have a battery cutoff switch since the battery's still under the hood. And then everything, this one here got our full electronics package, has all the safeties for the motor, just to make sure the motor stays perfect for a very long time. But like I said, he will be coming back next winter for a built motor to put in here. Then we can really turn it up a lot more. I believe it came out of Puerto Rico. The motor was crooked, so we had to actually redo all the mounts for everything on this thing to even get it in there correctly. Also, the angle of the drive shaft wasn't even correct. I was definitely going to break a U-joint. So we had to fix all of that, get the placement right. Now we're just designing his intercooler kit. Now this motor will come out once they've finished doing the charge piping. Once we get that, we can finish this side, and then everything will come out, and everything will get coated and cleaned up, and then come in for final assembly. His motor's ready to assemble as well. This one will be a semi-peripheral street port, and the goal is right around 650 on flex fuel. He's getting a Haltech Elite 2500. This one's just going to be a driver's car with flex fuel. Here we have Edgar's 3-rotor. It is fully studded, fully balanced, clearance, everything. The motor's solid for 1,000. He's got a 76 mil turbo setup, head exit, wastegate, with the 3-rotor mounted. Now this one is a short kit, and this is not our subframe kit. This is the excessive kit, and then get it to fit. Obviously 6 IG1A coils are quite long. But we were able to make that work, and he also wanted AC and power steering as well, and he wanted a V-mount. But we did it, and I pretty much just sat down. This is the first one we did. Was trying to do a V-mount. I'm just sitting there moving stuff around, trying to get everything to line up, and I actually got it to work.
I am so powerful. My mind, it amazes me sometimes.
So this is one of our earlier V-mount setups. You'll see the new updated cores. Now this one here is still rated for 8. And then we have multi-bracket system. Yeah, so I'm really excited with this one. And then we had to route everything around, so I had to make everything on custom brackets to hold all the wiring over. And then it all still opens and everything. It's all tight, but it's in there. But we should be able to start this one up this week. But this is a C-code motor. Now you can see how the V-mount mounts. It's a lot easier. The brackets here, you just move the radiator or the radiator forward or back. So the 13B mounts here. And then if you're running the 20B, this mount here. And again, it does fit behind a 99 spec front bumper, which is actually pretty small. To try and get it all in there, it's tight. 900 to 1,000. But this is on our subframe. Full height intake. And then we have the Rocket Bunny car over here, which will be it's going to be a great project. We've had to deal with a lot of different setups and the fact that how we wanted to get all this stuff to fit. And he wanted to be able to do over 1,000 horsepower. Custom made into a Pro J intake that we did, doing a custom laid back V-mounted radiator setup with an aftercooler for the intercooler. We are still waiting on the aftercooler to show up and the lines rated for cryo. So he will be able to run liquid nitrogen tablets, dry ice, in the cooling system. So we were still working on a few more things on that, but we should have that in all fours by next week. Really happy about that, and then we'll get everything together and then everything goes out for coating. And it is running a 91 millimeter comp turbo, so that's going to be fun. We'll see how that goes. So we have a couple really cool projects back here that we're almost finished up with. So we should be able to start this one hopefully this week, and that one. So this one here is an old customer, one of our oldest. His name is Ben. And he wanted nothing but the best. So he got Billet Boss. This is a Billet Boss billet aluminum motor that we built. It does have the front cover, billet front cover, which we had to do a lot of adapting to make work. Also, this is sitting on custom brackets, or engine mount brackets that we had to make fit. But his only limitations will be his fuel system. He's actually a local guy to us here. So this has an 8374. This one we posted the other day up. As far as the dyno numbers, were absolutely phenomenal. So this one here is built to handle 6. And we can crank it up to about 28 pounds once he decides to go with the flex fuel system. And a few more updates. Keep you guys updated on the Rocket Bunny car, which is going to be extremely fun. And we'll kind of go through some of the trials and tribulations with each individual project. And like I said, because we do critique it to the customer, we want to make sure that you're not going to show up to a car meet and have the same exact car sitting next to you. You're not. So we will make whatever custom molded changes you want. If you want, colors, want certain things routed differently, name tags, whatever you want, it is completely customized to you. And just make them pretty and make them run right for a long period of time. Try to get rid of that stigma where rotaries are unreliable. We used to run 7-second drag cars. As long as you keep oil and fluids in it and you do the premix like you're supposed to.
Thank you, Mike. Pleasure today. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
The man, Mike. Introduce yourself.
I'm Mike Quinn. God damn, I should have done that.